All right. Hello. Good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today I am once again praying that my computer doesn't shut down because I got a million tabs. Look at that. We already shut down. Psych. I'm back again because what we're doing today is going to be a fun video. I basically have a portfolio set before you guys. What I want to show you here is I want to show you guys my current goals. And the title of this video, why I'm unable to retire off of Yieldmax ETFs. I want to explain to you guys, okay, how much money am I currently making with, or not how much I'm currently making, how much I'm going to be making. See, this is how you manifest for the future. You got to think like that. How much am I currently making? How much am I going to be making based off of my goals for Yieldmax ETFs? So what I've done in this video is I have a portfolio tracker with all the ETFs listed. I want to take you from the lowest share price, the lowest dividends to the highest dividends. And I want to show you exactly how much all of these Yieldmax ETFs investing in YIELDMAX, XYZY, NVDY, etc., MSTY, how much they are going to pay me each and every single month, what that's going to be in terms of total yearly income. As you can see, I have the incomes right here and they only grow, which is awesome to see. And from that, I want to tell you why it potentially might not even be enough and what I'm going to do about it. And through all of that, this is the old version of my goals tracker, and this is the new version. This is the updated version. It is not done yet. I'm still building. I'm still working on it to make sure it is awesome for you guys. So if that does sound good, make sure you stick around because we're getting hyped. 7,858 subscribers, 131 subscribers in the past 28 days. How much faster can I say that? Am I a rapper? I should be. Anyways, I should be making rapper money too. That's sick. Anyways, so our portfolio is kind of bouncing back to what it was prior. Now you got to think, I put in a lot of money when we were down and I was buying decently heavy. I wasn't buying extremely heavy. I was buying decently heavy. And so I've accumulated a couple Yieldmax ETFs, but we're nowhere close to our goals yet. As you can see, I have what we've currently hit, but we need to build up. And so what I want to do today is I want to show you each of these positions, starting with the first one, which is SPXL, the 3 times daily bull on the S&P 500. I have all of their pages up here. This is the Drexen Daily 500 S&P bull and bear 3 times shares. Basically, it moves 3 times the S&P 500 or SPX or SPY, whichever one you want to track. That percent in a day, it moves 300%. Basically, I'm using this as a capital appreciation play, and I want 500 shares. I currently have about 36 shares. I'm not going to go on how many shares I have for each, but my goal is 500 shares. It does pay a small dividend, about 1.79%, and that'll yield me about $988 per year. That's on 500 shares. That's a pretty big investment though, $55,000. So we're moving to the next one. We're going to do this fast, okay? Time is of the essence. Msfo is the next one with a 27% dividend yield. I want roughly about 350 shares. Now this is just what I got in this kind of sample portfolio on the dividend tracker, but it was a price at 1602. I'm not going to say whether these prices are great or not. All I'm saying, this is the amount of shares that I want. 350 shares with a yield on cost roughly about 33%, going to earn me about $1,700 per year. Not bad. Next, PYPY, the PayPal Yieldmax Income Strategy ETF. That's a lot to say. Dividend yield a little higher, 36%. And although we're going through each of these, although I want 300 shares of PayPal, and PayPal is actually one I'm very close to. If I just go here, I want to show you quick. 247 shares, so I need 53 more shares to hit my goal. I'm probably going to bump this goal up, but the one thing I do want to mention with this, okay, sure, I'll be receiving about almost $2,438.76 with the average yield on cost about 67%. Not bad. But one thing I do want to mention, so important, is the distributions. See, these dividends that will be paid out in terms of annual dividends are calculated on the previous dividend amounts. Let's go to PayPal's PYPY's previous dividend for an example, 0.35 cents. So 35 cents in total. Well, what do you notice here? And what do you notice across a lot of the other Yieldmax ETFs? The current dividends that are being paid out are a lot less than they were previously. And of course, this is due to the downtrend. As Yieldmax ETFs downtrend, they don't pay out as much as when they're appreciating. So if we see Yieldmax ETFs like Babo, like XYZY, the underlying stock coin for Coney, if we see them appreciate, we will start to see these dividends appreciate. That's why picking up these shares when prices are low are awesome for Yieldmax ETFs, because when we get the real distributions, like look at this for Coney, a Yieldmax ETF paying 69%. Sure, it looks great, but Coney's paid much better. 43 cents only for Coney? What? Before it was paying over $2. A dollar was the minimum, and now it's half of that at 43 cents. So if we see Coney appreciate and then pay the dividends that we're hoping to see, you could see this entire income double. So that's something super exciting, and I will keep you guys absolutely posted with whatever I get. Okay. Anyways, okay, let's move on. So next one, we are going to Babo. If my computer, doesn't go too crazy. Babo, perfect. Okay, Babo is right here. I want 300 shares of Babo. This, we should sing a little song because we actually achieved this. This is the first one that we have achieved, 300 shares. That is awesome. I receive a great dividend from Babo. Should receive about $2,700 every single year from that. Moving on, SQY, formerly known as SQY. It is XYZY. And I want to accumulate roughly about 750 shares. This one, I'm up to 525 shares, so I'm getting close, and that should earn me just under $4,000, $3,970.80. Okay, Coney, the next one. And as you guys noticed, all these, for example, all these Yieldmax ETFs, their dividends are much lower, so hopefully these will all be double, as previously mentioned. Coney, let's look at Coney. Coney, roughly 69%. What a great number. And we go here. My goal is 1,000 shares. Right now, the share price is under $8. So picking up 1,000 shares could potentially look to be about $8,000. It's not crazy, but it will yield me at this current dividend rate about $5,256 every single year. That is awesome. NVDY. You can tell I'm passionate. I love earning dividends, but you know what? I love earning dividends even more when they're actually coming into my bank account and not just on a paper portfolio. NVDY, 650 shares is my goal. Average yield, 66.93%. How's it looking up here? 61%, not too bad. But NVDY, let's just check the dividends paid out. 67 cents, not terrible. But you could see here, 67 cents is the lowest dividend. It's actually 62 cents here. It's one of the lowest dividends that's ever paid out. So hopefully when we see a lot of these ETFs and underlying stocks like NVIDIA rise once again, I do believe NVIDIA is going to be good for the long term. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it in my portfolio. Then we should see these dividends rise. And right now, with 650 shares, that's about $6,138. MSTY, another big one. We're getting close to the end here, 500 shares. This would produce me just over $8,000, $8,013.60 to be exact, with a $10,000 investment. So it's not a small investment by any means. And the last but not least, 2,500 shares of YIELDMAX, which will produce me about $16,757. Of course, these numbers are all relative, and the total for all that comes to $48,000 every single year. So to pull out here, that's $145,000 as an initial investment, but over time, with dividends reinvested, remember, this is a long-term goal here. You know, I'd like to achieve this over the next couple of years if possible, but we're going to push and push and push. We're looking roughly at $44,000 to $48,000 in terms of annual income, roughly $3,600 every single month. $3,600, if I convert that to Canadian, 3,600 times the exchange rate, about 1.38, is roughly about $5,000 I predicted in the future. So $5,000, I don't think this is enough to live off of, let alone live comfortably. So I will continue to push for more. I will create new goals, and I will share them with you in the next video. If you guys did enjoy, we're up to 7,858 subscribers. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a ton of fun making this video. I hope to make more videos like this, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.